Hello and welcome everybody to a special Wednesday for our weekly webcam series. Today is a couple of special events going on and something later which I need to do because it's my mom's birthday today. Yeah, so I have to call her later this afternoon for sure. I'm the firstborn son. I better call my mother. Yeah. So that's one important event today I should definitely take care of after this is done. Now, on this video are two special things. Today is the eighth thousandth, 8,000. This is number 8,000 of videos, whether ones that we created here at MikeySuzeFour or for any of the other playlists that we downloaded in different videos, movies, and so on. Yeah. So today, this video will count as number 8,000 videos since we started this channel back in November 10th of 2017. Right. So when we reach that date, it'll be 8 years that we've had this channel. Now, as for our own personal videos, which we started when I started doing a webcam first, then I went into live stream and did all this other stuff. That started in April, and we figured right after April 1st. So we marked April 1st of 2023 as our official date that we started doing streaming for this channel. And we've already passed that. We've been doing this now for 2 years plus. So today will also mark the 400th, number 400 of our own personal videos that we've done as part of the 8,000 that we've totally downloaded. So yeah, today is a very special day here at MikeySuzeFour. So I hope you don't mind. I started about 3 minutes early. I just want to let you folks know what's going on. Okay. Now, remember, we just made some major changes, so let me explain what that means. Okay, so today I'm doing 2 episodes as normal of the Get Smart series from season 1. I'm doing episodes 27 and 28. They're called Ship of Spies. It's a 2-parter. So I'm doing both parts today. And then after that, I'll go ahead and do the A-Team monologue that the great John Ashley, who was the narrator, rest in peace, did. And then I will do 2 episodes of A-Team. They're both from season 4. One is called Wheel of Fortune. That's episode 13. And then episode 14 is called The A-Team is Coming. The A-Team is Coming. Yeah, 2 times you have to say that. But that's the name of the episode. So what will happen after this is, since we're starting to almost be done with Red Dwarf on Mondays, and we're almost ready to go into season 2 of TOS. So what will happen is I will combine my 3 reviews on Mondays starting next Monday, which I believe is the 21st. Yes, 21st. Okay, so starting July 21st, I will have 3 episodes. I'll have the 2 episodes of Red Dwarf because we're almost done. When I get to season 13 and episode 0 and go through that, that's it. Then I'm done for that time frame. Now, as I did say, if there were any additional Red Dwarf episodes, if they decided to do a full season 14, but they haven't really decided that yet. I don't know if that's going to happen, or if they are in effect working on it, but it hasn't been listed or detailed yet by. Hi, sweetie. My moon pie is here. So if it hasn't been detailed yet by IMDb, who does the background information, as I described many, many times before, then I'll get back to it, occasionally here and there. But as I said, so this is how the schedule is going to go, at least till the end of summer for now. On Mondays, it'll be whatever is remaining of Red Dwarf plus an episode of TOS. and then it'll just be TOS on Mondays, just one episode. And then on Tuesdays, I plan on doing the 2 episodes of Get Smart because right now I'm still in season 1 and I'll be getting to season 2 very soon. But I'm also want to continue doing 2 episodes of 18 because I'm in season 4 and I'm almost done with that show. And yeah, and then after I do season 5, I will do a brief review of the 18 movie, very brief. So look forward to that, the 18 reboot movie. Yeah. And then when that's all done, like I said, then in September, I will be going into mystery shows, and those will be set sometime after September. That's when I should be done with Red Dwarf, because I can always move TOS up to Tuesdays, so I may do that. I haven't decided that yet, but I might do it. So like I said, once we get Red Dwarf all done, and once we get everything situated the way we're supposed to have it, Mondays then would be our Monday Mystery live streams in the afternoons. And then on Tuesdays, we would do the remaining, whatever we have left of my other 3 shows from the weekly webcam series. So, and hello, a beautiful day. Welcome, Jen. Welcome. Hey, Mikey. And Jen says, "How's your friend doing?" Oh, Larry, he's still doing well, as far as I know. I have not heard any recent information, and I'm hoping that his wife, Diane, will contact us and let us know that he's back home safe, that he's okay, that he's out of the hospital. I heard he was in the hospital the other day. I had talked to him on Monday for about 5 minutes. He said there was a complication or two, and he was back in the hospital. So yeah, I don't know what's going on from that part yet. From after I talked to him, when they're in the hospital, they can't unless your immediate family, like his wife, his son, his sister, unless they're immediate family, they won't let anybody talk to him for very long. So yeah, so I only got to him for like 5 minutes. But he is a friend and he's adopted family, so I don't know why the hospital would treat me that way. Um, but anyway, how are you? I'm all right. Thank you, Jen. Suzanne and I are doing okay. Next month, we're going to be coming into a little bit extra money because our payments on one of our items is going to cut back a little bit and they won't charge us as much because, we do live on a limited budget. So, yeah, we'll be able to take care of some paperwork. I need to go back and get um, my American passport renewed. I have to get that done first. Then I have to try to see if I can qualify for dual citizenship, um, because this is my permanent home. But I still have I still had a place I paid off and everything was done, and my parents were still the co-signers for that. So if something, God forbid, if something happens to my parents, and if I have to go in emergency, I have to fly back to where their house is and take care of anything that goes on there. So yeah, so I need to have at least one passport. Then I need to work on the second one, which is the Canadian one. And then they said, "Oh, by the way, then if you get both your passports, we'll think about making you a citizen of Canada. Immediately here in Toronto." So it's a really complex system, really is. And still praying for him. Thank you, Jen. And hello, Jeff B. Hail, Mikey. Hope Larry is having a beautiful day. I hope so too. And hi, Jeff from Jen. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I heard it's difficult to become a citizen there. It is. I've been fighting it for the last 4 years, Jen. It's a good thing you didn't try to get up here. I'm just saying that it's taken me 4 years to try to get all this done, and it didn't help that the pandemic thing was going on. So yeah, yes, it is difficult. I agree. All right. Well, we've got Jen, who is a beautiful day, and Jeff B. Thank you both. Appreciate you both being here. All right. So let's go to Get Smart. We'll try to get through that first. The two-parter. Like I said, it's called Ship of Spies from season 1. Excuse me. Okay. And just give me a moment. Alrighty, so let's see what we got. I really hated the title to one of them. Okay, here we go. All right, so Ship of Spies Part 1 premiered on Saturday, April 2nd, 1966. And then Part 2, of course, premiered the following Saturday, April 9th, 1966. And both of these episodes are pretty high rated. They both got close to an 8.2. One was 8.2 out of 10 from 251 viewers, and 8.1 out of 10 for part 2 from 241 viewers. So I would say that I gave both episodes a straight up B. I think that's what they deserve. So they were pretty. They were pretty good episodes. Not the great ones that you would expect later on in following seasons, but these were actually pretty good for season 1. So yeah, okay. So Max is working undercover on a ship trying to find the plans of a super secret weapon. That's the main plot of both parts. So let's go ahead and check part 1. The director was Bruce Bilson. The writers, of course, Mel Brooks, Buck Henry, and Leonard Stern also helped. Alrighty. So let's see. Captain Groman is played by Harold J. Stone. And let's see. We already looked at Agent 44, played by Victor French. We looked at Milton Seltzer, who plays Parker. That's the Dr. Parker. Okay. All right. So we're going to take a look at Harold J. Stone, who plays Captain Groman, and we'll also look at Vivian Ventura, who plays Consuela in this episode, in both these episodes. So let's take a look at Harold first. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to get to trivia first. What am I doing? Jeez. Okay. All right. So the two-parter won the writers Buck Henry and Leonard Stern the Emmy Award for in later on in the year for outstanding writing achievement in comedy, and this was the final appearance of Milton Seltzer as Professor Parker. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, Professor Parker shows Max 99. These are continuity goofs and the Chief. Uh, that he's describing as the same kind of ship as the Evening Star in which Max will be sailing on. The superstructure is at one end and a much lower area where the cargo holds are at. But the ships shown in the establishing shots in the rest of this episode in part 2 are a different kind of ship. And at the beginning of the second act, Max has a large wet spot on the left shoulder of his suit jacket from standing near the porthole where Agent 44 was talking. Hold on just a sec. Hold on, folks. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, so at the beginning of the second act, I just had a problem there for a minute. Okay, Max has a large sweat spot on the left shoulder of his suit jacket and standing near the porthole where Agent 44 was talking to him. But as someone was trying to open his stateroom door, he walks to the door and suddenly the evidence of the wet spot on either of his left sleeve or left shoulder. It's over there now. So just a bit of continuity issues. Okay. No soundtrack. Let's take a look at filming and production. And of course, it was done at Paramount Studios there in Hollywood at 5555 Melrose Avenue. All right. Okay, and we'll take a look at, like I said, Harold J. Stone. Right, we did lose Harold J. Stone in 2005. He was an actor who also worked on soundtrack, and equipment. And he was born March 3rd, 1913, where he died on November 18th, 2005, at the age of 92. Never a big name, but always a reliable staple on TV crime shows. On TV crime shows during the 1960s and 70s, Harold J. Stone usually was seen in a strong, unsympathetic vein. Uh, an unyielding father or husband, corrupt businessman, menacing crime figure, etc. A sober looking gent with a blocked jaw, Romanesque styled nose, and steely gray black hair, he was also prone to playing ethnic types of varying origins. Okay, he was nominated for one Primetime Emmy. Let's see. What he's known for is back in 1956, he was in a movie called The Wrong Man, where he played Detective Lieutenant Bowers. In 1956, he also was in a movie called Somebody Up There Likes Me, where he played Nick Barbella. Then in 1960, he was in I Am Spartacus as David. And in 1963, he played in a movie called X, The Man with the X-Ray Eyes, where he was Dr. Sam Brandt. And according to IMDb, the last thing he worked on was Highway to Heaven with Michael Landon. He did one episode where he played the role of Harvey Millsap. And the episode was called Close Encounters of the Heavenly Kind from 1986. That was on season 2, episode 14. All right, cool. Hi, honey. Just leave the drinks alone, okay? I just got started. I'll be done in a few minutes. All right, so let's see. Okay, up next we have, uh, the lady I mentioned, Vivian Ventura, who plays Consuela. Let's take a look at her. Okay, an actress who was born as Colombian British. So, a Colombian British actress, model, author, and socialite. She was born December 5th, 1945. So, she is 79 years old, still alive today. When she reaches that date, of course, then she turns the big 80. She was born in London on that date, December 5th, 1945, but spent her childhood in 3 different cities of Colombia, South America, Barranquilla, Medellin, and Bogota. In 1958, she returned to the UK where she started her film career. She has been public relations manager and thank you, babe, and worked with the president, Nelson Mandela, and the court there. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so this is one of 2 episodes she worked on. Right, and then she worked on part 2. So she was Consuela Melendez. That was her name. but she was uncredited in the second part, which we'll get to here pretty soon. She was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. She did one episode of that in 1966 as Aisha, and that was from season 2, episode 22, The Foreign Legion Affair. Alrighty. And then she was in 1965. She was in a movie called A High Wind in Jamaica, where she played Margaret Fernandez. And in Battle Beneath the Earth in 1967, she played Tyla Young. Okay. And currently in 1986, well, was the last time she worked on something. She was in 2 episodes of a TV miniseries called Sins, where she played the role of Odette. So that was her work. Thanks for all the licorice there, babe. I better put this stuff down there so it's not going to melt. Okay. All right then, cool. So let's go ahead and get to part 2. And let's see here. Alrighty then, we're almost there. Give me a moment. Okay, there we go. Oh wow, and the chat has taken off. Very cool. We got 6 likes, and we still have 1 person still watching. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And Jen says, yeah, I get it. I'm glad I stayed out too. Yeah, LOL. Yeah, I agree. Jeff B does say Canada's citizenship should be easy, but you just have to pronounce about as a boot. A boot. Yeah. LOL. LOL. Yep, Jen. And agents. Yeah, LOL. Yeah. Yes, Jeff B says LOL. And Toby, hi Toby. Thank you, sir, for coming. Good morning and afternoon, Mikey and everyone. Good morning to you, Toby, and good afternoon wherever you are. Jeff B says, I don't own any flannel, so I will stay in the U.S. Yeah, there you go. And Jeff B says, hi, Toby, and Toby says, hi, Jeff. Oh, cool. Alrighty. Okay, let's take a look at part 2. And again, like I said, both parts were directed by Bruce Bilson. And we already looked at Harold J. Stone and Vivian, Ventura. But I do want to look at one more person. That is Paul Lukather, who plays Bacardo. So let's check him. Oh, and then there's a guy named Fuji who plays Ming. So we're going to look at both of them. Let's do that first. Okay. We did lose Paul Lukather in 2014. He was an actor. And I believe he also was a voice in a pup named Scooby-Doo from 88 to 91. He was born August 24th, 1926. He died October 9th, 2014. So he died at the age of 88. He was a distinguished actor with a highly respectable veteran status for his vast array of work across the acting stage, television, and quite notably in voiceover work. Paul Lukather did it all. After his training in drama school, Paul began his career touring with the Barter Theater as Macbeth. Across the time span of 40 years, he made use of his acting knowledge and talents with performances and or appearances in numerous projects, both in film and television. For most of the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, that's how Paul worked in television and movies. Okay. So let's see. In 1965, he did one episode of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. as Captain Ahmed. That was season 1, episode 19, called The Secret Scepter Affair. All right. And then in 1984, he was in Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. and he played a doctor in that movie. Cool. And then he did some voiceover work in 2001. The first thing he worked on was Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. In that, he was the voice of President James Johnson. And then also in Soul Reaver 2, he was the voice of Vorador. Okay. And the last thing it says he worked on was a movie short called Mortals. And in that, he played Ronald Gibbons. Okay, so that was Paul Lukather. And now we'll look at Fuji. All right. Okay, Fuji. Yep, we did lose him in 2008. He was born December 28th, 1922, in Los Angeles. He was an actor known for The Wrecking Crew, which was a Matt Helm movie in 1968. You know, the one with Dean Martin. He was in The Crimson Kimono in 1959 earlier on, and he was, of course, in Get Smart for the 2 episodes. He died on May 7, 2008, in Rancho Palos Verdes, California. Okay, so in The Wrecking Crew in 1968, he was Toki. In The Crimson Kimono in 1959, he was Shuto. As I told you, you worked on this one episode of Get Smart, part 2 of the Ship of Spies. And in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., he was in 2 episodes of that. From season 1, episode 6, he was in The Green Opal Affair as Chuke. And then in season 3, episode 13, he was in The Abominable Snowman Affair as Chief of Warriors. Very cool. And it says here the last thing he worked on was one episode of the $6 Million Man TV series back in 1974. And in that, which was season 1, episode 12, The Coward, he played Kai Sing in that one. All right, cool. So let's see. Probably don't have any different information from part 2, but we will take a look. Right, we did say also, not only was this the final appearance of Milton Seltzer as Professor Parker, but this was also the final appearance in episode 2 here, part 2, of Victor French as Agent 44. And this is the first time in the series that frequent extra Robert Carvelis is called Larrabee. And when Agent 44 moans, "I want to come in from the cold," it is an allusion to The Spy Who Came In from the Cold, the classic Cold War espionage novel and film written by John le Carre. Cool. And there are no goofs in this part 2. And we'll take a look again at the filming and production, which should still be Paramount Studios there in Hollywood. Awesome. Okay, so we'll go back and find out which 2 episodes we got for next week, next Tuesday. All right. And season 1, episode 29 is called Shipment to Beirut. And then season 1, episode 30 is called The Last One In is a Rotten Spy. So episodes 29 and 30 of season 1 will be starting next Tuesday, not Wednesday like normal, like I said, but next Tuesday, along with the next 2 episodes of 18. Okay. Alrighty, so let me get A-Team set up here. And give me a moment, then we'll check the chat. Make sure everybody's doing okay. All right, there we go. Okay. Alrighty. And yeah, so Jeff said hi to Toby. Toby to Jeff. Cool. All right, yeah. So we have 6 likes and we got 1 person still watching. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, before we begin with these two quick episodes of A Team, we'll go ahead and do the John Ashley narration here. And therefore, so in 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the LA underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. Now, if you have a problem, and if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A team. Dun, 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 dun. Yay! I love doing that. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get to. We got two people watching. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So now we'll take a look at episode 13 from season 4 called Wheel of Fortune. Then we'll also look at the A Team is Coming. The A Team is Coming from season 4. So let's see here. Alrighty. Let's go down the line here real quick. Let's see here. Okay. Wheel of Fortune came out Tuesday, January 14th, 1986, just after the holidays, back in 1985. And the A Team is Coming. The A Team is Coming came out the following Tuesday, January 21st, 1986. Now, where Wheel of Fortune was pretty good, that from 319 people has a 7.2 out of 10, and that's pretty much what I gave it. Was like a C, but I actually gave it a high C, so I think it was more like C plus. That's what I gave that. But the A Team is Coming. The A Team is Coming was very just mundane. It was a basic plot about saving a Russian ballerina, and it got a 6.7 out of 10, which is pretty much a very low D, if not a low C. So, whereas episode 13 of season 4, Wheel of Fortune, got a C plus, the A Team is Coming twice from episode 14, only got at much a C minus. That's pretty much what I gave it. So, all right, so let's take a look at the first episode here. All right, and the basic synopsis is largely thanks to Face's letter frequency research, Murdoch wins big at Wheel of Fortune. When Face comes springing him from the asylum, hoping to accompany him on the Hawaii trip among his prizes, he first thinks to be stood up for a girl Hallie Mad Murdoch had an eye on, but soon suspects Murdoch is kidnapped, and indeed the A Team claims to need his help as a team claims to need his help as a top pilot for a CIA mission in Barack, South America, to steal a Russian helicopter. He soon realizes their less patriotic intentions, while Face mobilizes the rest of the team searching for him. Cool. Alrighty. And this episode was directed by David Hemmings, and along with Frank Lupo and Stephen J. Cannell, it was also written by Bill Nuss and USS. And of course, the usual cast of characters: George Papard Hannibal, John Hannibal Smith, Colonel, Dirk Benedict, Lieutenant Templeton Faceman Peck, Dwight Schultz as Captain H.M. Howling Mad Murdoch, and of course, Mr. T as Bad Attitude Baracus. Okay, and we're going to look here at the first two guests that star in this. There's Lydia Cornell, who plays Jody Joy, and George McDaniel, who plays Joshua. So we will take a look at them. Okay, first we'll take a look at the trivia. All right. And it is mentioned that Murdoch worked for the CIA a couple of times during the Vietnam War. Cool. This is a Hannibal Light episode. George Papard appears in just one scene of this episode. When Murdoch wins the trip to Hawaii on Wheel of Fortune, the hotel he's going to stop at is the King Kamehameha. This is the place that Thomas Magnum frequents and Rick manages in the TV show Magnum PI. So when I found that out, I'm guessing that both Magnum PI and A Team were in the same universe. It makes sense, doesn't it? Kind of does. Uh, Diane and Denise Gallup were two of the Doublemint twins during the 1980s. Alrighty. And Dwight Schultz and guest star George McDaniel previously worked together 5 years earlier on the TV series Hill Street Blues from 1981. Very cool. All right, that was the trivia. Now we'll take a look at the goofs. Alrighty. And we have a couple of continuity ones. When Face is driving the Corvette, the roof is open. Immediately after that, during the chase, the roof is closed. And then when he's stopped, the roof is open again. When Murdoch enters the bar, a band Kiss pinball machine can be seen powered up. When the henchmen follow him a few seconds later, the machine is powered off. But when he heads out shortly after and passes the machine again, it's powered on again. When they overtake the helicopter, there is a red star in front. After a while, the star disappears. And finally, although Jody Joy removes her nylon stockings for Murdoch to employ in rescuing her car, in repairing, rescuing? Where did I come from? Okay, in repairing her car, a later shot of her ankles beneath a stall in the bar's bathroom shows her wearing stockings again. Okay. I'm going to snack on this later. I'm going to put these in the fridge. Otherwise, they'll melt. It is hot around here. I will not lie. Okay. I'll be right back, folks. Give me a moment. I'll just put that in the fridge. Cold. Coming down on everything. You know, humidity will cause me to lose a lot of weight around here. Oh boy. Okay, now there's a couple of revealing mistakes. The helicopter is not actually a Russian Hind, Hind, but rather a Bell UH-1 Huey with some added hardware. In this episode, the helicopter they steal is a Hind M2A10 or MII-A10, but the Hind is a model. The manufacturer is MII, and there is no A10 model. It is probably a deliberate mistake, as real Russian helicopters would have been impossible to get at the time that this episode was made. The casino's armored car has California plates. Okay, then there is a crew or equipment visible. When Murdoch and Jody Joy drive into the diner with the Pontiac, the reflection of the camera lens appears as the sun starts shining on it. This is from the shot from behind. And then the boom mic visible is when Murdoch opens the hood of the convertible that Jody Joy drives. The boom mic is visible in the upper right corner of the screen. Now, in HD, if you're watching these episodes, which I did a few later on in repeats when I would watch, some episodes, maybe some of these goofs that I just mentioned may or may not appear in an HD format. So make sure you double check, beforehand if you can find these episodes online. So yeah, most of them you can, parts of them you can. So okay, and like I said, I don't do quotes. So let's go ahead and check, see what else we got here. All right. So for this episode, they did film stock footage of Las Vegas, Nevada. And they also filmed at the Vasquez Rocks Natural Area Park there in Agua Dulce in California. at 10,700 West Escondido Canyon Road, which is familiar with Star Trek fans in some of the episodes they did there and movies. Palmdale, California, and Lancaster, California are also locations. Then they also worked the interior there of the Wheel of Fortune segment at Stage 1 of the NBC studios in Burbank, California, 3000 West Alameda Avenue. And finally, around the general LA area. So, very cool. Okay. All right. So now we'll take a look at the two I mentioned, Lydia Cornell as Jody Joy and George McDaniel as Joshua. Okay. Now, Lydia Cornell is still around. That's good. She's an actress, producer, and writer. She was born July 23rd. Cool. So she's going to have a birthday in a week from today. Very cool. Lydia Cornell is a women and children's advocate whose great-great-grandmother was Harriet Beecher Stowe. Is also an award-winning director, writer, actor, and recovery speaker with 29 years of sobriety. With 20 to 34 million viewers Tuesday nights on ABC Primetime and more in worldwide syndication, Best Actress nominee for the American Film Institute at Method Fest and People's Choice Award winner, Cornell's best known for her work in that. Okay, now here's what she's mostly known for. Let's see. In 1984, she did one episode of Knight Rider as Sabrina Travis, and that was season 2, episode 17, called Speed Demons. Okay. Then in Too Close for Comfort, remember she played Sarah Rush alongside Ted Knight. She was one of the daughters on that from 1980 to 1985. She did 106 episodes with that show. Then in 1989, she played Sally in an episode of Quantum Leap, and that was the very opening season 1, episode 1, Genesis Part 1, September 13th, 1956, as Sally. All right. And then she was in Curb Your Enthusiasm with, Larry David. She plays a bra saleswoman from the TV series in 2005. And that was season 5, episode 3, called The Christ Nail, as a bra saleswoman. Nice. Okay. She does have 2 shows upcoming. One is rumored, called The Awesome Adventures of Frankie Stargazer, in pre-production. And then something that's supposed to come up soon called Something About Mother. And she plays a receptionist in that. It says it was just completed, but it's a movie short. Okay. And previously in 2022, her last outing as an actress, she was in a short called The Eyes. And in that, she is Misty, the talk radio guest. All right, cool. So that's Lydia Cornell. All right. And now we'll take a look at George McDaniel. Okay, yes, unfortunately, we did lose the actor back in 2023. George was born June 30th, 1942, in St. Louis, Missouri. He died March 24th, 2023, at the age of 80 in Ventura, California. He was known for The Last Starfighter in 1984, which was the final movie of Robert Preston. Also, he was in This Is Spinal Tap in 1984, and he did Lionheart, which is a great, in my honest opinion, it's a great Jean-Claude Van Damme film from 1990. Okay, so in This Is Spinal Tap in 1984, he plays Southern rock promoter. In 1984, in The Last Starfighter, he was the Kodan officer. And in Lionheart, he was the adjutant in 1990. And from 2009 to 2010, he was in the soap opera series All My Children, where he played James Beardsley for 8 episodes. Cool. And the last thing so far, acting, he was in Runch and Roll, where he played Mr. Big in 2021. All right, cool. So that is George McDaniel. That was his last role, Runch and Roll. Okay. All right. Okay. Alrighty then. So we will take a look at this other episode here in a minute. And let's see. Well, it looks like we have 3 people still watching, and we still do have 6 great, wonderful likes. So thank you so much, folks. We really do appreciate it. We really do. Okay. All right. So finally, we have our second episode review called "The A-Team is Coming." The A-Team is coming. Okay. And in this one, the summary or synopsis, the A-Team successfully organizes the defection of the Russian ballerina Katrina, who wants to be reunited with her brother Sasha. She charms Face out of his clothes to sneak out and inform Soviet agent Dmitry Shostakovich, who they fought in Vietnam. But the team had anticipated her double game. The Russian, however, hires them to help prevent mad Soviet Colonel Ivan Petrovich stealing super secret laser satellite Abraxas, which could trigger a nuclear war. So they first must break into the Soviet consulate general, then get Katrina back, and find and eliminate the KGB trained terrorist and his satellite. They find the CIA and MP General Fulbright on their path, but should cooperate for the national good and world peace. Oh, nice. Cool. So that was the summary of that. Okay, and here's some trivia. And the story, this story followed a popular trend of many 80s television series portraying a Russian defection to the United States and seeking help from the American characters of the show. This was probably due to the fact that the Cold War was in full effect at the time. The title spoofs The Russians Are Coming from 1966. That was a movie in that time. Dimitri is better known as uber bad guy Falconetti in the epic Rich Man, Poor Man, Book 2 from 1976. And before Murdoch is told he's supposed to be deaf, he responds to the man in search of him in the open air market before he looks at him to see that he spoke, which a deaf person would have to do. Okay. There are a few goofs, but I'm going to step away for a couple minutes, have a drink or two here, try to take some licorice, some stuff to help me. And as soon as this alarm's done, we'll finish up today. So please bear with me if you're watching. Or go ahead and step away and grab something for yourselves, and we'll be right back. It shouldn't be too much longer, folks. I am sorry about the delay. They were doing construction above us for an apartment. Well, I bet that's probably why this freaking alarm went off. Because the minute it smells smoke of any kind or anything that goes, yeah, wow, yeah. So sorry about that, folks. We're almost done. I mean, they're almost done. So as soon as we find out what the problem is, we'll come right back. By the way, it's 86 degrees outside, very sunny and very warm and very humid. Doesn't help. So bear with us, okay? Thank you. Okay, I'm going to try my best because there's only two goofs to talk about. So if you can hear me above this, that's great. If you can't, I'm sorry. There's only a couple goofs I want to get through. So, all right. So the first one is continuity. And after the rooftop of the A-Team's getaway car is cut off, they all rise with Murdoch having no glasses on. That's at the 7-minute 49-second mark. Then all of a sudden, the car they are in is in another location, and now Murdoch has glasses on. Then there's a revealing mistake. In the theater, after Hannibal has flown the front cloth in and out, he hands the fly ropes off to a stagehand. This stagehand can then be seen flying the cloth, except he's not. He's going through the pulling motions, but not actually pulling the rope. Instead, he's just sliding his hands down it. Okay. Okay, now we'll take a look at the filming area. Okay, and one main location was Arden Villa, and that was located at 1145 Arden Road, right there in Pasadena, California, where most of it was filmed. Okay, now we'll take a look at the cast and crew, and first we'll look at, let's see here. Okay, first we'll look at William Smith, who plays Dmitri Shostakovich, and then we'll look at John Considine, who plays the lead SIA agent. So we'll take a look at William Smith first. Okay, William Smith did pass away in 2021. He was a stuntman, he was an actor, and he also worked on additional crew. And of course, you know him best for his portrayal as Falconetti in Rich Man, Poor Man series from 1976. He first came to the screen as a child actor in films such as Going My Way in 1944 and The Song of Bernadette in 1943, before entering the service during the Korean War. Thank you for your service there, William, where his fluency in foreign languages landed him in the NSA Security Squadron 6907. So he was born March 24th, 1933, and he died July 5th, 2021, at the age of 88. And again, thank you for your service, my friend. Okay. And the movie Red Dawn, he was the Russian Strelnikov in 1984. In the TV series Laredo, he played Joe Riley for 56 episodes from 1965 to 1967. In 1980, he was in the Clint Eastwood film Any Which Way You Can, where he played Jack Wilson. And like I said, in Rich Man, Poor Man, he was Falconetti for 3 episodes of that show in 1976. All of them were season 1 from episode 7, 8, and 9. And it was part 7, chapter 9, part 7, chapter 10, and part 8, which was chapters 11 and 12, all from 1976. Cool. So that was William Smith. And then the last thing he worked on was in 2020. He worked in a movie called Irresistible, and he played the Hofbrau barfly in that one. So just before the pandemic hit. Cool. Well, not cool that he's gone, but again, thank you, William. Okay. And let's take a look at John Considine. And John Considine is still alive. He's an actor and writer. He was in Chris Christopherson film called Trouble in Mind in 1985. He was born on January 2nd, 1935 in Los Angeles, California. So this year, he is 90 years old and still around. He's an actor and writer known for MacGyver, a TV series in 1985. He was nominated for 1 BAFTA award. He was in the movie called A Wedding in 1978 and Combat in 1962. He has been married to Astrid Lee Peterson since 24 December or Christmas Eve, 1984. But he was previously married to Jet Sear and Toby Considine. All right. So, in the MacGyver TV series in 1990 to 1991, he was in 3 episodes. In season 5, it was a episode called Logjam, episode 14, where he played Foxworth. In season 6, episode 16, he played There But For the Grace as Aaron Sandler. And in the final season, season 7, episode 12, Off the Wall, where he played Andrew Lawton. Okay. He was in 3 episodes of Combat, the TV series. He played 3 different characters in that one from 1962 to 1966. In season 1, his first 2 appearances were Private Wayne Temple Jr. In Rear Echelon Commandos in season 1, episode 2, and episode 10, which was I Swear by Apollo. Then he came back again as a different person called Lennon from season 5, episode 2, called The Losers. That's what he did in Combat. Okay. In the movie A Wedding, he played Jeff Kuykendall. That was in 1978. And then in a TV series called Legend, he was the writer for that series. He wrote 10 episodes for that series in 1995. And previously, he was the chief in a video called The Mongol King. That was in 2005. So that is the career of John Considine. Okay. And again, folks, I really do appreciate all of you having the patience that you did while I had the alarms go off. So again, thank you for that, for your patience. Okay, so next week, next Tuesday, as we do the 4 episodes, 2 of each from both Get Smart and the A-Team. Next week will be episodes 15 and 16. And episode 15 is called Members Only from season 4. And then the next one is called Cowboy George, which is episode 16. Very cool. Okay. So those are the next 4 episodes for next week. Okay. So before we end today, our show, again, this was our 8,000th video that we've done for this show for our channel since November 10th of 2017. And it's our 400th video that we have presented when we started doing the streaming, the live streams, the webcams, podcast interviews. 400 of those, and this is number 400. So Jeff B says, glad you were able to soldier on through the alarm. Kudos. Thank you, Jeff. Well, I appreciate the 3 of you still watching, and 7 likes. Thank you again. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you, Jeff. So we're very happy here. I mean, 8,000 videos we have downloaded, 400, which are our own personal videos. And don't forget, remember to like the video today. Please, please do. That would mean the world to us, especially today, if you prefer to. Please, don't forget to subscribe. We have 272 subscribers, wonderful family members, and we're only 28 away. So if you get a chance, please encourage others to come visit this channel. They won't be disappointed. It's very cool. And when we do reach 300, we will do a special live stream. So yeah, looking forward to that. Hopefully we can do that soon. Okay. And let's see. What else am I forgetting? Okay. So like I said, the rest of this week I'm not doing much. I am working with Gorilla on his Twilight Zone episodes for Thursday night. For Friday night, we're working on the Waltons. Season 5, episode 3, which is called The Comeback. I don't have anything planned this weekend, such as, TOS watch parties or anything like that. I might do Sunday. I still haven't decided yet, but I'll know by Friday. So if keep an eye out, but Sunday afternoon, we might do a non-spoiler quick review of Superman, and I will invite a few special panelists to come up and give us their views of the movie Superman that came out on July 11th. So with David Corn Sweat and Rachel Brosnahan, and of course Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor. So and Crypto. So make sure that you keep an eye out. Remember, hit the notification bell. You know this thing right there, so that you can be notified of any future live streams, podcasts, webcams like this in the future. So yeah, make sure you hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share this with all your family and friends and so on, please. All right, cool. All right, so first of all, as my beautiful wife, lovely Suzanne here says, uh, leave everything in God's hands. It's a great piece of advice. Also, my wonderful brother Larry, who I've known from Be Yourself Adventures for 50 years starting next year. Um, and of course, he's going through difficult times right now. So please, let's keep the prayers going for and thoughts and love for Larry and his family through these difficult times. Um, he always says, be yourself, always be yourself. And then, of course, that awesome man, Gene Siskel, back in the day, 80s, 90s, with Siskel and Ebert at the movies, he always said, and now the aisle's closed. That was my favorite phrase from whenever watching, movies that they critiqued. And the Siskel family was very generous to allow me to use that phrase because that's exactly what he said at the end of every show. So thank you, Siskel Family Foundation, for that. And of course, he worked for the Chicago Tribune. So, someday Suzanne and I maybe we'll get a chance to go to Chicago, visit my friend PJ Destin. That'd be a lot of fun. I love you, Moon Boy. Yeah, my little girl's down here. Okay, so let's say a quick prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, please watch over our brother Larry and his family as he's going through a very difficult time with his heart. And also, please watch over him when he has his next surgery, which will be coming up in August sometime. Also, please keep an eye out for my friend Jason's partner, Nikki. You know that she's ready to come home, Lord. And when you're ready to take her, please take her quietly when she's asleep. No worries, no pain, no problems. And with my friend, Brother Jay, who is there with his friend, partner Renee, hopefully both of them can still have good lives together. And everybody that was in the chat today, Jeff B, Toby, A Beautiful Day, who is also known as Jen. And let's see. Yeah, and Jen was the first in the box today, so thank you. Yeah, so to Jen and Jeff B and Toby and everyone that put in their respective likes, thank you so much. 3 that are still watching, thank you so much. I hope all of you get a chance to enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good weekend. Please be safe out there. There's a lot of bad weather things coming up this weekend, so be ready, be watchful. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. Live long and prosper as well, sir. I I can't do it that well, but live long and prosper. Okay. Alrighty. So as I always finally say, God bless America, God bless Canada, God bless England, and our wonderful friend Lisa Hogan. Lisa, hopefully we'll get to see you in September up here in Toronto. And of course, peace from MikeySuzeFour. So amen and amen, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Please bless us, O Lord. Please bless us, uh, your Son, Jesus Christ, our Savior, uh, for the most blessed Virgin Mary, his mother, for the Holy Spirit, who guides us all between right and wrong, and of course, our patron saint, Saint Suzanne, for my wife, who is our Universal Life Church minister, my soulmate for life, and also my my saint I was named after, Saint Michael the Archangel, defender of heaven, and the one who sent the evil one and all his minions down to you know where. So anyway, take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. That will be if you're on Gorilla's Random Thoughts channel. It'll be with this coming Thursday night with the old series Rod Serling's Twilight Zone. 4 episodes he does of that. If it's Friday, like I said, check me out with Gorilla and PvP and Resolute Germ as we always make fun and go through the episodes of the Waltons, where we're on season 5 right now, episode 3, The Comeback. And if you catch me next or this coming Sunday afternoon, hopefully I'll get a chance to do a review of Superman, non spoilers. But if I don't, it will be the following Sunday. So, yeah, just keep an eye out, either this coming Sunday or the following Sunday. So, all right. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. We'll see you then. And thank you again, everybody. Thanks, Jeff, for what you said. Very nice of you. Thank you.